Schwarzkopf Colour Mask.
Welcome back to Friday's Loose Women. Now, Maria Miller's resignation this week has left just 3 women in a cabinet of 22 and no Secretary of State for women. But Ed Miliband has promised that if Labour win the next election, the cabinet would be 50% female and there would also be a Secretary of State for women. So has he got a point? Would you like to see women better represented in government?
I would, yes. I'm not sure if this doesn't feel a little bit patronising, though, having somebody outside of the cabinet for representing women. I'd rather see a minister for equality across the board for all groups that need representing: ethnic, gay, middleman in England who's white. You know, I think
for everybody.
Yeah, somebody who's representing everybody, and that person, I don't care whether that's a man, woman, or dog. Really, I want it to be the best person for the job along the equality theme.
So, do you think positive discrimination that he's talking about there could actually work against women?
I'm always dubious of that. I think the bigger question here is, are there enough women going for these jobs? And if there are, why are they not getting them? And if there aren't enough women going for these jobs, why are they not going for them? Is there, you know, what are the underlying causes for that? That's what I'm interested in.
But this, I mean, excuse me, I do agree with that, and I also think it doesn't make sense just telling us, oh, well, half of the cabinet are going to be women. Why are they going to be women? What are these women going to provide that we're not already getting? Or, you know, we're lacking so much in the government, but it's not just because women aren't there. Women don't necessarily represent other women. At the end of the day, it's more about whoever's in the cabinet should be looking after everybody. It, you know, should be looking to... Just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you're capable of looking out for women's issues. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
It does.
How can he say that he's going to get 50% more women at the end of the day if they're not the women there in the first place? And it has to go to the person that's best for the job, not just because they're women, regardless of who they are.
It's interesting that you say that, because, you know, we're a panel of 4 women here. You'd automatically think that we'd all be going, yeah, that, you know, that's a fabulous idea. And in 2010, David Cameron basically pledged that by the time he came to the end of his first term in power, he said that 1/3 of his cabinet would be women. Now, he's not got very long left, and 90% of his cabinet are men. Do you think that he has failed as a leader, or do you just think that women are not putting themselves forward for these jobs?
I wonder whether there's something... The fact is, the men were our hunters, right? They were developed naturally to be the hunters, so they naturally don't have the empathy, sympathy, therefore the morals that women have, because they don't want to feel bad about killing that wildebeest that's going to feed the family, right? So this is just ingrained. And I wonder whether those things like empathy and those natural qualities that women have don't really lend themselves to politics and politicians. And that's the thing that bothers me about it. I don't think for a minute, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be in the cabinet because they have sympathy. I'm just saying that is it not appealing to women to do that as a job? Because it's a vocation, like any of these careers. You've got to be in your second home, away from your family for a lot of it. You've got, you know, you've then got to stay up with the boys, drinking in the clubs, because that's where the work is done, as we know, these men's clubs. You know, is it just not an appealing job to women? And how do we make it more appealing to them and more... Because we should have representation.
So do you think then we should change the substance of the House of Commons, the way that Parliament is run, to make it more appealing to women?
I think we should.
Or should we just accept that it's such a difficult, demanding job that it needs to stay the way that it is?
No. Listen, let's not say that a difficult, demanding job is impossible for a woman. What we need to look at is whether these women are available to do this job, and if they are applying for it, then why aren't they getting the jobs? And if they aren't applying for it, why aren't they applying for it?
Okay. I also think that the environment is totally different for a woman. You have to look at when women go into Parliament, what are the things that they're scrutinised for? You know, they're picked apart for reasons that are never...
Sometimes
you know,
looks,
what shoes are they wearing and foolishness like that. And to me, it's kind of... It's got to be counterproductive, especially because we are women. We are, you know, we do feel like that. And I think, are they creating the correct environment for women to flourish in that, you know, in that job? It's, as Joe said, the hours are unsociable. You know, it is a bit of a boys' club. And can women be a part of it, feel a part of it, and feel, what's the word? effective.
But some would say, and in that instance, then if you can't take it, don't join in. This is how it is, and if you don't think tough enough, don't enter the race.
It's not just the women, it's their children as well that get involved. I was in Downing Street, I turned on the Christmas lights there when Tony Blair was in power, and I was there in their drawing room waiting for them to get ready to go out to turn the Christmas lights on. And I remember the kids were there, their 3 children were there, and they wanted to come out and turn the Christmas lights on, but they were dressed in their uniforms, and they'd been scrutinised for the way they dressed, and they said, oh, we can't really go out because we've got, you know, like they're worried about what the papers were going to say, how they were dressed, you know, so it's not just, you know, it's the kids that are affected by that as well.
Yeah. And men don't get that kind of scrutiny, and it's I think maybe, I mean, they're in charge, aren't they? Surely they can tell the media, you can't print stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how it works, but surely things like that shouldn't stop women from doing it, but I think it does. I think it matters.
Okay. All right, we'll leave that there. It's competition time, and we are giving away £20,000 in cash and £10,000 to spend at John Lewis. There's no question to answer, so just take a look at this. Call 0904 161 1000. Calls cost no more than £1.54 from BT landlines. Other networks may be higher and mobiles considerably more. Text WIN to 65029. Texts cost £1.50 plus one standard network rate message. You can also enter for free at the website. Entrance must be 18 or over. Entries made after lines close at 5 p.m. on Sunday the 6th of April will not be counted but may still be charged. All right, best of luck with that. Coming up, as the Easter getaway starts today, many families will be finding that holiday prices can be up to 30% more expensive. But does it make you a bad parent if you refuse to pay extra and take your child out of school during term time instead? Find out what we think after the break.